Hi guys, welcome to our channel, and I'm going to say right off the bat to answer the question that is posed in our title here is why aren't you thin? It's not because you're not a really good dieter. It in fact is because you are a good dieter. This message is for people who have dieted themselves heavy, and that is a large majority of people who walk around with extra weight on them. And I'm just going to show you these real quick. You guys have been with me for a while. You know these girls. This is the true reality of what dieting is. You start and you're a little bit over where you want to be. You go on a diet and hey, you're happy for 5 minutes. After the diet, this is what happens. You gain more back. And over time, that is what makes you heavy because you are looking at becoming thin by becoming a dieter. And being a dieter and being naturally healthy, thin are completely different. I spent about a year working at Nutrisystem, guys. I saw from the inside out, it is not about your weight loss. It is about making your wallet thin, not you. The diet industry loves it when you gain weight back because then you go on another program. And again, you guys have been with me for a while, have heard me say that 1,000 times. But for you new folks, I know this is a concept that is foreign because the media, the things you see online are all about what is the great food combination? What is the demonic food this week? What is the hero food this week? And you know what? It misses the main point, which is quantity of food. Our food may not be perfect, and there may be some foods that are processed. And I'm going to say this every week, guys. You can get really heavy eating really beautiful food, really organic, nutritious. You can get really heavy, and you can get very thin eating processed crap food. In other words, that's not the line you need to connect. The line you need to connect to be in your happy, healthy weight range for the rest of your life is to understand that when you eat beyond satiety, that is where trouble falls. And if you say, well, I don't even know if I'm hungry and I don't even know what satiety feels like. Yeah, you don't, because you've been trained not to listen to it because there's lots of money to be made in this world by teaching you that you need to have programs and food rules and all that thing. So if you're new here, just let that sink in for a minute, that perhaps all the messaging that's out there is wrong because it's all based on a principle of making you a dieter. And most of us, I'm pretty sure all of us, when we started on our first diet, as I did when I was 14, 15 years old, my thought was not, I'm going to go on this diet and then I'm going to diet for the rest of my life. That's not at all what you think you're in for. You think, oh, I'm going to go on a diet and I will lose weight and then I'll eat healthy, but I'll go back to somewhat a normal situation for me. And that doesn't happen because when you go on a diet, it breaks your relationship with you, meaning your ability to hear hunger and to hear satiety. And when you lose that critical guide, you're left like in a rowboat without a paddle or an oar or anything. You're just drifting along. And so you see a new diet and you're like, well, I'll try to drift myself over there for that guidance. No, guys, what you need to do is reconnect with you. The reason that our generation now and people who are living now are heavier is not because of the food. It's because of the diet messaging. Do I think that our food choices could improve, maybe not so much processed food and all that stuff? Yeah, but okay, let's not put the cart before the horse, right? The first thing is dealing with the quantity, how much you're putting in your body. And a lot of the times you put more food in your body than you actually need or actually even want at that moment is because you're not staying in the moment. And you guys, I know the diet mentality very well. I was a dieter for 25 years. So there's no thought that you have probably that I didn't also have. And by the way, that also most of us dieters, the large majority of us dieters had at one point thoughts like, well, I'm going to eat this because I'm going to go on a diet tomorrow. So I might as well just eat every last cookie in my house because then tomorrow they won't be there and it won't be tempting. Okay, back away and look at how stupid that is. That is so bad to think that way and put yourself in a position where you're actually going to gain some weight before you go on a diet because, well, then the food won't be there. This kind of illogical, non-common sense moves that we do when we have a big old diet mentality, which most People do these days, sadly, think of food as good or bad, or as, well, if it's healthy, that's good for me, I should eat it. No, you shouldn't. You should eat it if you're hungry. And if it's not what you're craving when you're hungry, then you should eat something else, not the food that you think is good for you. And believe me, guys, if you start listening to your body, you will crave food that is really nutritious as well as food that is not, and it's fine. The thing that unites naturally thin people is not what they eat. It is not when they eat in terms of the clock. It is not if they're sitting down or if they're never eating in their car or if they're never eating after 7 at night. That's not it, guys. The one thing that people who are naturally thin, it's a very dying breed, believe me, and I'm trying to get it growing back up again, is that you eat in response to hunger and you eat what your body is craving. And yes, I know in the beginning, you don't know what those signals feel like anymore. We have a workbook, we have private Facebook groups to help you get in tune with this. And if you've just been on a diet and you're trying to move into a healthy thin mentality, there will be a period of transition because every time you go off of a diet, you gain weight back unless you stay on the diet. Look around, look at your own personal history. That is what happens. So if you need to think, okay, well, how can I do this? First of all, I'm going to say it again. We have a workbook. It just takes you through these steps. But I hate saying it, and I said this last week too, because I don't want to be another diet company trying to get money from you. I'm doing this out of passion because I know the suffering and the harm that dieting over decades or even just your first diet does to you. So I'm also putting this out there, as much information as I can to help guide you back to your healthy, thin mentality. But in the beginning, when you are learning how to do this, it's just very important to say to yourself, okay, this is not something I'm going to do quickly. I'm going to not get in that frantic state of wanting to lose weight quickly because that will backfire. And you didn't get where you are if you're heavy, even if you're not very much overweight, or if you just have a terrible relationship with food and eating and you're always stressed out, or if you have a lot of weight to lose. All these things have come on you over a period of time. And to heal that and to get back healthy with not just your body being in the weight range that you want for you, also having the mental focus not be on food and eating all the time to get psychologically healthy and back into the proper relationship with food and eating takes a little time. So if you're here, if you're just tuning in for the first time here and you want a quick fix, this isn't it. I will never lie to you. I will never sugarcoat anything. But I'm going to tell you that this is the permanent fix. This is the fix that you do, and it's done for the rest of your life. I dieted from ages 14, 15 to 40, and that was the year 2000. And I couldn't do it anymore. I was a personal trainer for many years. I worked at Nutrisystem, and I saw that the paradigm that we're all living in doesn't work. And you guys, if you've ever dieted and lost weight, you can do this. This is so much easier than that. But again, dieting makes you look at short-term goals. Like, I'll lose 3 pounds by this, I'll fit into that. And then, you get your calendar out and you anticipate where you might be and all these little quick fix things. This is not what happens here. What happens here is you take a minute. There's a cool old fable that talks, two people are chopping wood. And one is like, really turning out a great pile of wood. And the other one's like, God, how are you doing that so fast? And he said, because I stopped to sharpen my blade. Okay, take a moment here. Stop and sharpen your blade. Take a moment to step back and go, okay, my life with food is not reasonable. I am constantly gaining weight, going on a diet, losing weight, and then leaving the diet and then binging. This is not what it's supposed to be like, guys. And I was one of you. I had that big diet mentality. I was just like you, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And again, I had the advantage of having experience working in the weight loss industry and really seeing firsthand how much full of BS it is. And it is. It's all about money, guys. It's not about your health. All these companies that are putting out apps and little programs and, oh, this is personally matched, Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem, they're all trying to get on board like with what Noom app is doing, making it personalized. Noom isn't making it personalized either. It's marketing, guys. Those are marketing words. They do not work. It is very simple to say what all of those diets break down to is eat, vegetables and lean meat and not too many carbohydrates. That's the big message. They're all the same virtually, except for keto, which is worse because that's not sustainable. But anyway, getting back to you understanding that for you to fix your relationship with food and eating is not going to happen overnight. But when you take the time to sharpen your blade, to sharpen your axe and go, okay, I don't want to keep doing this to myself. And this is what I did. And I had someone in my life to copy. And I'm trying to be that person for you. Say, stop perseverating over how many calories you ate or what diet or what are they doing or what are they doing. And sit back and go, you know what? I can reconnect with my hunger and my satiety, my having had enough, and my cravings, which are all unique to me, and that is where weight loss is. When you calmly, guys, when you calmly say, this is how I lose weight, I reconnect, because we were not meant to carry around a lot of extra weight. Now, if you do, and you feel great about it, then stay there, do that, great. My message is for people who do not. My message is for people who want to lose weight. And there is, it is legitimate in my point of view, obviously. It is legitimate to want to be in a happy, healthy weight range that you define for you. It is legitimate to want to go into stores and buy things off of the rack and not have to worry, wow, there's nothing here big enough to fit me. It is legitimate to want to fit in your clothes season after season without going, oh, wow, this isn't my part of my closet where my stuff doesn't fit, and this is the part of my closet where it does. These are reasonable goals. I'm not talking about being scary thin or fat shaming or not wanting, to accept people who are overweight. My message is for you guys who want to get to healthy, thin weight and stay there without the trauma of dieting, which doesn't work anyway because it leaves you with that rebound weight gain and weight loss. I'm looking to see, yep, one of those days I picked up my HTM book this morning early. Yeah, you know what, Ruth Ann? There is so many pro-diet messaging out there, so much propaganda pushing you to diet that yes, you absolutely 100% do have to reinforce your healthy thin mentality until it's super strong. And a comment, and again, I will always be honest with you, people put on our Facebook page, our private group, is that, well, I really was excited about HTM, healthy thin mentality, but then, I've gained some weight here. Guys, there's no mystery. If you're gaining weight, you're eating too much. And if that makes you sad, just stop and go, no, what my body is doing is holding on to calories because I was just on a diet. So if you can get through the transition of the diet mentality that you have right now, most of you guys who are here definitely have a diet mentality, and I can ask you some questions to see if I'm right. But if you can get through the transition of leaving dieting and getting to your healthy thin mentality, weight loss occurs when you stop being scared of not eating. When you go, you know what? Dieting has made me fearful of not eating because I've had to not eat in times when I really was hungry. This is the opposite of that, guys. Think about that. This is the opposite. There's never a time with your healthy thin mentality that when you are hungry and you need food that you do not eat. And you have to get that calmly ingrained over and over that, hey, your body, if you look at your body as separate from you, for a second, is experiencing calm feeding when the body is sending you, your consciousness, messages that you need food. And think of what that does. That calms it down. It goes, oh, wow. When I'm sending, the body is sending hunger signals, I'm getting food. And so now I don't have to make them so panicky and so strong anymore like I did when she was putting me on a diet. Obviously you're together, but I'm just saying that disconnect that dieting does where your body is separate than you and doesn't feel respected. And I'm just personifying that, I know, but I'm just telling you that's really, really damaging to you. And when you stop, and I can tell you from my personal experience, and you can go on our private Facebook page and other people's personal experience, when you connect that, when you stop threatening your body, your hunger calms down. And guess what? You need less food than you think you do. Okay? Again, I'm always going to tell you straight, but here's the great part. Eating with a healthy thin mentality is so much better than with dieting because you get hungry, you value your hunger, you go, okay, wait, getting hungry. Yes, I get to eat soon and it's going to be great. It's positive, it's happy, it's joyful, it's life affirming. It is not stressful. It does not make you feel bad. It is the opposite of that, guys. It is normal eating as the beautiful, joyful drive that was given to us so we would survive, right? The hunger has to be there. Otherwise, we would never have worked so hard to get food early on, right? So now we have food plentiful and we're not remembering that we need to wait for hunger. And it doesn't matter if it's noon. It doesn't matter if it's 6 o'clock and that's the standard eating time. If you're not hungry, it is irrelevant and disrespects your voice if you put food down. And by the way, it's not nearly as good. So the reason that you have been dieting and you're like, God, why am I always getting, look at me and my metabolism is lower? Yeah, that's what dieting does to you guys. It lowers your metabolism. It makes you more physically and more emotionally attracted to food. Is that what you want? And you may say, well, yeah, I'm not doing that kind of a diet. I'm doing this lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. Anything that puts rules upon you and what to eat, when, how much, that is throwing cold water on your body and the connection that your body is trying to establish with you, because you may need more of some certain nutrient than I do. And I'm not aware of it, and you're not aware of it, but your body is, and your body will send you signals. Have you ever noticed that there's just some foods, like for me, it's cilantro. I can't get enough cilantro. I love it, and some people hate it, but if that is something that my body craves, I'm 100% sure that there's something in there that I need. And I also crave saltier foods than some other people. My blood pressure is fine. I have no ill effects from it. So I don't pay attention to the don't eat salt because it works for me. Who knows why? Who knows why? And it's funny because I have Irish heritage and I have a little bit of red in my hair. And I saw something saying that people who have red in their hair, their like sweat is more acidic. And I'm thinking maybe it has to do with like why I like salt. And I know acid and salt are different. I'm just saying we're all a little different. And it was kind of interesting just to think about that. Wow, my sweat is more acidic than someone who is, I don't know, Russian or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying we're all very different. And the diet industry, even if those stupid little apps that say, oh, this is personalized for you. No, it's not. No, it's not. What's personalized for you, for just you, is your hunger and your cravings. So that is what you should pay attention to. Don't know if this makes sense, but my problem is social eating because I truly know how little food I need for satiety, and I don't like people judging me and thinking I'm crazy or on a diet. Yeah, all right. I understand that. Of course, no one likes to be judged about food. But you know what? Get over it because it's your life and it's your body. And if you're eating to please somebody else or to make them not think something about you, first of all, a couple of great things. One of them is what somebody else thinks of me is not my business, right? So get a little shield up and go, yeah, whatever they're thinking of me, that's about them. It's not about you. And it's quite a huge price for you to pay, for you to behave in a way that pleases them and doesn't please you, even if it does. And you don't even really know what they are thinking, by the way. Second great saying is, I always used to use that with my kids, WAY, worry about yourself. You're not going to make other people happy anyway. In life in general, you have wins here and there, but you living your life and being what is good for you is by far way more important than what you're talking about there. So when I'm in social age, I tend to eat more than I want, right? Yeah, think about that. And part of sharpening your axe is paying attention to that. And it makes me sad to see that for you because that's just you diminishing you for somebody else maybe, again, who may not even be thinking the things you think they're thinking. So own what you do. Confidence in what you do breeds confidence in what you do. In other words, you can even fake it till you make it and just, put that smile on your face and confidently just eat exactly what you want. And when someone questions you about it, deflect. Yeah. Oh yeah. And what's that over there? You don't need to give up you for somebody else. And you don't need to also take it so seriously. Lots of times I also think, hey, lighten up. They might be making a comment. They've probably made the comment. And by the time you're even answering them, in their head, they're on to something else. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The only person who is in charge of you and who knows what you need to eat and what works for you is you and your body. And we have cut ourselves off from that. So instead of becoming in our happy, healthy, thin weight range, healthy thin, and again, I'm not talking about scary, weird thin. I'm talking about where you want to be for you. I'm 5'5", I weigh 130 pounds. I've weighed that for of so long now because I'm stable. And that's the kind of, for me, that may sound thin or heavy to you. I don't know, but I'm just saying that is a good weight for me. That is where I'm happy. And you know where you feel good, or you will know where you feel good. And that's where you want to be. It is not up to anybody else to decide that for you. But again, if you're lamenting and it's today's Monday. Monday was always the big diet day for me. Okay, I'm going to start again. I'm going to try again. And you're sitting there going, oh God, what am I going to do this week? Or what am I going to do this year? Just think to yourself, step away from the paradigm that doesn't work, that hasn't worked for you yet, and go, maybe I should really look at this in a different way. Maybe I should just make some large observations, okay? People are heavier now than they used to be, by a long shot. What is also larger than it used to be? The diet industry. Is it possible that us following all these food rules has actually hindered us? Yes, because it has changed the way you look at food and eating from a joyful thing that when you're hungry you get to do, to something that is rigorous and fraught with decision making. That's not where your healthy, happy, thin mentality lies. That lies in you asking yourself that one beautiful question over and over and getting used to that. Of course, the question, am I hungry? Am I actually hungry? And real quick, and I say this just about every week because I know you're going, how do I know? Isn't that funny? How do I know when I'm hungry? I questioned that too. But that's where we're left after years and years, for me, 25 years of dieting. I don't know when I'm hungry. I don't even know what I like. Think about that. Is that you? It probably is. I think I like this, but when you stop dieting and you say to yourself, I can have whatever my body's asking for whenever I'm hungry, you learn so much about yourself. You like things that you didn't even think you liked. You eat things that you're craving. Like for me, I never used to think I liked broccoli. This is years ago. And now it's broccoli with this poppy seed dressing and this other coleslaw thing that I throw together. It's like one of my favorite things. And you might say, oh, well, that would never be my favorite thing. Well, maybe not. Maybe it'll be something else for you. But I'm saying, as a dieter, you judge yourself like, oh, I never want that. In fact, yes, you will. You will want crunchy, great, green, leafy vegetables too. And you will want biscuits. And you will want, I'm just making stuff up. That's things I like. But you will get to know who you are as an eater. And the key will always be quantity. And everything that you see out there about dieting, they're trying to disguise it. Oh, it's points. Points, what is that? Free points? Free points teaches you to overload your stomach. Is that smart? Absolutely not. What is smart? What is smart is saying, when I'm hungry, I eat what I crave. And when hunger is calm. And you guys who are just new at this and you're feeling, oh God, am I gaining weight? The beauty of eating with hunger has to be foiled with the beauty of not eating when you're not hungry. Of course, no mystery there, no hidden thing there. I will always tell you that if you eat without hunger, you will gain weight. Period. So if you're gaining weight, you're eating without hunger. The caveat being, if you just stopped a diet, you're going to gain weight no matter what you do. So don't blame it on a healthy thin mentality. No one is saying that, but I'm just saying, don't say, oh, my healthy thin mentality, it's making me gain weight. No, that's the diet that you were just on backfiring on you. But if you haven't just been on a diet and you're trying to build your healthy thin mentality and you don't feel like you're losing weight and you're scared you're gaining weight, you're eating too much. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're eating too much. How much more are you eating? I don't know. Are you gaining weight really quickly? But calm down and say, okay, I've just been so used to being structured in my eating that me all of a sudden, having this healthy thin mentality where I get to eat whenever I'm hungry, I'm forgetting the second half of that, which is when I'm not hungry, I have to delay eating until I am. And that's a simple truth there. All right, I'm just going to try to read this, which is hard for me to do. Thanks for always making it. Oh, you're welcome. I'm the one who was worried my body won't let me eat less. Okay, your body was born to be in a certain size range. And I don't know how much weight you're talking about, but first of all, I'm the one who was worried. Worry is not a good place to be with this or really with anything. And I do worry sometimes about other stuff, but I don't ever worry about this anymore. Worry takes you out of the moment. It's like, I'm worried because this will happen in the future. Don't do that to yourself. Just say, hey, am I hungry? Period. There is no other reason to eat. And hey, is hunger quiet? If hunger's quiet, and you go, it just really looks really good, I want to eat some more. You can eat some more. You can have that whole cake, just not all at once. Because if you eat it all at once, your body is going to have to hold thousands of extra calories. And what's it going to do? It's going to pack on fat. So instead of looking at like denial of that cake, I really wish I could just, plow into that and eat the whole thing. You can eat the whole cake, just not all at once. And is that pretty good? That's pretty good. If you just understand the amazing thing that we have, which is to be able to eat food and have a great, pleasurable experience many times a day, depending on how much you eat. Some people eat with a healthy, thin mentality a lot, like little things. That's what works for their bodies. Some people like to wait and really feel hunger really strong and eat and not eat for a while. It's going to be what is your gene pool, you guys. This is innate in you, your eating rhythm. It was bred into you after, generations and generations, and you need to respect that. And you will enjoy that. You will enjoy discovering what works for you. Okay, Ruth Ann, I got down 15 pounds I got down over this last 15 pounds is the hardest. That ugly teen in my head was quiet. Okay, so if the ugly teen in our head, see, in our textbook, I talk a whole bunch about the rebellious teenager that I felt inside of me whenever I was on a diet. And I used that as a metaphor, but I know it's effective because so many people refer to that all the time. Yeah, when you slash yourself with a diet and go, oh, no, I can't eat any bread this week, inside you, a rebellion brews, and I'm going to eat as much bread as I want as soon as she's off this diet. And that's what happens, because that's human nature. We want what we can't have. That's why we hoard things, because, we've been deprived that. Now we're going to hoard that. Oh, we're not allowed to have bread. Well, now I'm going to binge on it. It's human nature, guys. You're not going to get away from it. So stop fighting it and work with it. Work with your biology, with your human nature, instead of always trying to fight it. It's not a fun fight, and you will lose. And the few people who go on diets and just are thin, you're like, well, what are they doing? They're still dieting, and that's a trade-off you don't want. And even people who do the weight loss surgeries, they gain weight back. It doesn't work, because when food is an emotional thing. And watch other videos we've done on emotional eating. Emotional eating, of course, is happens, and of course, it's a nice part of life. But I don't want to go into all that now, but I'm just saying food is emotional. And when you deny food or someone tells you not to eat food, it hurts, because that's kind of like saying, well, food is life. So it's a really horrible thing to hear or to feel about yourself, that I don't deserve food, because it's kind of like saying, well, I don't really deserve life, because if you don't have food, you die, right? So it's complicated. You want to heal that. You want to be kind to yourself. You want to understand that even if you're heavy, you need to eat food. Okay, so going back to the title of this, why you're not thin is not because you're a bad dieter. It's because you're a dieter, and you've gone on and off the roller coaster of dieting, and you've perverted your relationship with food and eating. You can get it back. So first I want to announce, if you comment, because I love comments, because that helps me get more visibility through YouTube. And yes, I would like that, and I think for all the other people out there who haven't heard this message, I want them to hear this message. Lynn Ade last week commented, Lynn, you are a winner. Please email me at meg@dietsarefattening.com, and I'll send you our book and our workbook, or our Stay in the Moment lip balm necklace, whichever you prefer. But if you email me, I'll email you back. But you guys, please subscribe, like, share, do all those things, because honestly, I don't have the budget Weight Watchers does, and I'm doing this, this is not my day job. I'm doing this because I have a passion for it, and I know how painful a diet mentality is, and I know how incredible, amazing, wonderful living with a healthy, thin mentality is. It is the best gift you will give yourself. Come back again soon. Thank you for being here today. Let me just see. I want to look at Sophia. I do have one question. How do we handle people who are very close to you always dieting? Yeah, are you kidding me? Well, I had 4 mothers, stepmother, stepmother-in-law, mother, and stepmother, all crazy dieters. Yeah, it's, you know what? In a way, for me, it helped because I just couldn't believe it. I saw so close uphand how it doesn't work. And these are women I was trying, they were my whatever, people I was supposed to look up to. So, yeah, if they're always dieting around you, what are you going to do? You're going to say, you're going to come back here. You're going to go to the private Facebook group. You're going to smile and let them do their thing, but you're going to take care of you because you're the only one who can do this for you. And I'm not leading you to my healthy thin mentality. I'm trying to lead you to yours. And so you got a little tough here and say, I'm not going to listen to that. They don't know what they're talking about. They're always dieting. And you can get through that. I promise. And in a way, later on, it'll help you because it'll make you feel even better about what you're doing and stronger and more confident. And also, you'll feel really proud of yourself. Okay? You guys, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Okay? Join our private groups on Facebook, and I will be back soon. Thanks for being here.